New Zealand's incoming Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, has described capitalism as a blatant failure because it fails people on low incomes. It's the latest statement from the young leader that's raised eyebrows and left many wondering about what changes she'll make. Josh Bavas reports from Wellington.
Paula Powsland has known Jacinda Ardern longer than most people. They grew up in school together and she knew her friends would go on to do something big.
She was always phenomenal at debating, speeches. She just had a natural ability to be a really good public speaker.
Her father was a policeman and her mother worked at the local school. Gregor Fountain taught Jacinda Ardern social studies and history at a school in the small North Island town of Morrinsville.
This will be the first Prime Minister that's been younger than me, and to have taught her certainly makes me feel very old, definitely.
Jacinda Ardern says her teacher was incredibly influential, teaching her to question everything. He says she was no ordinary student.
I remember her being a student that always wanted to, I guess, extrapolate a principle or a value out of what we were talking about.
This video shows one of her first TV interviews as a high school student talking about a science project.
We found one that looked to form clear zones. That means that it was inhibiting the growth of the fungus.
Did you ever have to get her in trouble?
I can't remember her being in trouble. No, she wasn't that sort of student.
She grew up Mormon but decided to leave the church as an adult.
It was pretty clear that the feminism and the Mormonism were going to clash.
I, Jacinda Ardern,
While Jacinda Ardern is only 37, she's been in Parliament for almost a decade. During the election campaign, the Labor leader returned to her former high school.
Tiara is my maunga, Waiho is my awa, Morrinsville is my home.
Ms Ardern was elevated to party leader less than 2 months out from the polls.
I'm Clark Gayford and this is Fish of the Day.
Her partner is TV fishing show presenter Clark Gayford.
We're going to suit up here, get in the water, have a first dive here.
He was diving off the coast of Queensland when he heard the news.
It was quite surreal waking up in Australia and seeing my reproductive abilities being discussed on the BBC.
The new PM has a big job ahead of her.
This is more challenging than probably any coalition we've seen in a really long time.
I hope that we're going to see a really collaborative, less adversarial style.
Jacinda Ardern spent 9 long years in opposition. That experience gave her the valuable parliamentary and diplomatic skills, exactly what she'll need in order to run a tight ship during a challenging first term in government. Josh Bavas, ABC News, Wellington.